cloud storage is all used up. All right, we are recording, I think. Yep. Okay, we are recording. So this is how to do a CMA, and we are going to do this for the Wellington Chase subdivision. So I'm starting with search, go to residential, and then over to detailed. I will select all for status.
Okay.
And because Wellington Chase is a good sized neighborhood, I'm just going to start by looking specifically in that neighborhood. And you can see in the last 6 months, there are 14 homes that have on the market. You see the 14 down here?
Mm-hmm.
It's in Wellington Chase. So let's look at our results. So I'm not going to take off the one that was withdrawn, and I'm not going to count the expired
Expired.
or the
Okay.
withdrawn. So I'm going to select all, but then I'll deselect those two.
Okay.
The first thing I'm going to do is click this quick CMA button down here.
Mm-hmm.
That generates a PDF that gives us the stats. And what I love is looks at basically all of the highlights of the most important stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Collective days on market. Now, you got quite a quite a difference here. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
this one for 803 days on the market is it probably had some condition issues. It might have been overpriced. Um, yeah, they ended up selling it for 360, although it was listed at 385.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to really focus on these ones that went quickly. These are probably the ones that were ready for the market, like you are doing to your house as far as replacing painting and replacing carpets and doing those things. 4 bedroom or 4 days on market, 1 day, 11 days, 24, 0, and 3. So those are going to be our very best comps. And now, Satish, I can't remember, is your house a 5 bed, 4 bath?
Yeah. 5 bed, 4 bath. Yes.
Okay. And did you measure it yet?
Not yet. But it is of roughly around 3,800 something.
Okay. So it's probably, I think it is the same plan, same floor plan as this 2468.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
so that's going to be a really good comp. That one was listed at 380.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the market for a while, but it sold for 375. So that'll be a good comp. So I would,
But that is 2008 built minus 2014 built.
and you have a
The,
better yard
yeah.
and the solar panels,
Yes.
right? And
And also central vac, all those.
right.
So.
We'll get into all that, but we're just going to get kind of an idea of what the neighborhood's doing first.
Okay. Sure.
And so I would keep this and then I would download it and save it to my file for this
Okay.
house. And I would even put it in app files when I go to the list. So I'm looking at the 5 bed, 4 bath homes. Here's one built in 13. It went for 119 a square foot.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be probably a great comp. Um, those are going to be the best ones. So when I go to create a CMA, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to open this in a new tab. These zoom controls get in the way. If I can move them. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Bye, Satish. I just made you disappear. There he is. There we go. All right. Press escape. Help me remember that part. If I need those controls, I have to press escape. All right. So what was your address again, Satish?
9619 Estridge Lane.
I'm searching the MLS. Are you still able to see my screen? Satish, are you still able to see my screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see.
All right, good. Good deal. All right, so your house was not there before. So I'm going to go back to um, where we were, and I'm going to Geez, drawing a blank. Click CMA down here.
Okay.
And there are a couple different ways to do it. There's one way to do it in the through the MLS, and there's another way to do it through RPR. But we'll start here. Select a contact name. I'm just going to do this for myself because I've already got myself in there as a contact. When you select pages, this is the pages that you want to have in your CMA,
Okay.
and you can select as many as you want or as few as you want. These are the ones that I typically use, and when I'm sending a CMA over to a seller or somebody who's interested, a lot of times I'll do campaigns on the Facebook ads and say, click here for a free CMA, right? I'm getting their name and email and phone number. They're getting free information, and I'm going to market to them, and hopefully I'll be able to sell their house for them someday. But these are just the ones that I have selected that I keep as my default. The sub, Ralphie is protecting us. Sorry about that.
No.
So I am going to, because your house has never been on the MLS before, we're going to type in subject fields manually.
Okay.
If it had been on the MLS before, specifically listed by you, you can fill it. And occasionally you'll get to sell a house more than once, and so that's a handy tool. Or if you had, maybe it was expired or withdrawn, and you're relisting it, you can fill, but that only works if it's from your own listing. And so I'm going to search for residential to fill. We already know that your house wasn't there, so that won't work. So, type in manually. And what was it again? 9161?
9619 Estridge Lane. Lane.
Okay. A lot of this stuff doesn't really matter, but the important stuff is bedrooms, bathrooms. It's 5-bed, 4-bath, no half baths, right?
No half bath. Yeah.
It's vinyl and stone.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's not a stone front. Vinyl, just vinyl.
okay. Um, you have a side entry
Yeah.
garage.
Two,
Nice.
two-car garage. Yeah.
We'll just estimate it 3,800. It's 0.3 acres, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on from there to the cover. And of course, I have my picture available. You can take a picture of the house and upload it if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. Now we're looking at comparables, and we had said that we want to get 5-bed, 4-bath homes that are around the same square footage and that are obviously in your neighborhood. So these are our best comps. So typically with a CMA, you want to have as many as possible. But I think for this exercise, we'll just go with these two. Well, actually, let me add one more just because so it's more useful. The map feature, this is really just for for your sellers, you know, but you're seeing the neighborhood, and obviously something that's down here close to you is going to be even better because even within this neighborhood, we have the different phases, right? And
Yeah.
is the nicer phase, so you want to find comps that are closer to you. So let me select 11 as well. Well, it's a 1.5 story, so I don't really want to use that one. Let's use this one. Go to adjustments, and this is where here's the meat of the CMA, right? Because
Okay.
you're comparing, you're trying to turn your comps into your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if your house has 5 beds and 4 baths, and the comparable house, I don't understand. I did something wrong here. Let me go back. Oh, it had pre-selected all of those. So I'm going to remove the ones that we don't want. Sorry about that, a little disjointed. I'm doing this on the fly, y'all. Making it up as I go. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so now we're going to go to the adjustments. Now, your house has 5 bedrooms. This one only has 4, so we need to add the value of 1 bedroom to this house.
Mm-hmm.
How much is a bedroom worth? I mean, it's kind of subjective, but let's say, for the sake of an argument, if it had a 5th bedroom, somebody might be willing to pay an extra $10,000 for that house.
Right.
I'm going to just add 10,000. This one has 6 bedrooms, so I'm going to subtract 10,000.
Separate. Yeah.
Okay. This one, how much is a full bathroom worth?
So 8,000 maybe.
Yeah, 8,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to add 8,000 to both of these.
Mm-hmm.
This one has a half bath, and yours does not. So how much is a half bath worth? Should it be half of 8,000?
4,000.
All right, so I'm going to subtract 4,000 from this one. Yours is all vinyl. This one has a brick. These have brick and stone fronts. Maybe that's worth 7,500. So I'm going to take off 7,500, not 75,000, but 7,500 for each one of these, and then I'm just copying and pasting that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
These have fenced yard. Maybe 7,500 for the fence. So I'm going to take off that 7,500. Everything else is going to be about the same.
Yeah.
Would people pay extra for a cul-de-sac? They might. So I'm going to take off. Well, let's take off 10,000 for the.
Yeah.
3-car garage.
5,000 extra or
How much?
um 5,000.
Okay, let's take off 5,000. Um, but you have side entry,
Yeah.
so I'm going to give you 5,000 for that. So in the HLA heated living area, you get to adjust for the square footage.
Okay.
And so if you look at the difference in the price per square foot, there's a range of between 94 and 159, which is a huge range. But if I'm looking at 2 houses that are side by side that
Mm-hmm.
are for sale, and they're identical. They both have 5 beds and 4 baths, but one of them has a sunroom off of the back that's an additional 500 square feet. If I'm looking at from a calculator, if I go over here and I see This one is listed at $111 a square foot. And let's say it's 3,800 square feet. At 111, that's 421.8 for the house without the sunroom. For the one that has the extra 500 square feet is 4,300 square feet. This will come together in a minute. 4,300 square feet at 111 a square foot is 477. Am I going to pay an extra $55,000 for that sunroom? Heck no. I could buy the other house, put a sunroom myself for 20,000 probably. You know, so I'm not going to adjust a property at $100 a square foot. And so I have to try to figure out, if I'm choosing between these two houses and one's listed at 420, how much would I pay extra for the house that's next door that's identical except it has a sunroom? Would I pay an extra 10,000? Would I pay an extra 15,000? Probably, 10 to $15,000, which really puts you at about $10 a square foot, $10 to $15 a square foot difference. So I'm going to put 15 in this box, and this automatically adjusts for the square footage difference in these other homes. It's a really cool feature. Same thing with the acreage.
Okay.
If a house has a quarter of an acre versus 0.3, as a homeowner living there, I'm probably not even going to know the difference. But this house has got a whole extra acre. Would somebody pay extra for an additional acre? Yeah, they probably would. If it was an acre off by itself, that was a vacant building lot, that's probably going to sell for $75,000 in this area. But you're not going to pay an extra $75,000 for this one. So would you pay an extra 10 or 15,000? Yeah, you might. So let's subtract 15,000 from this one. They're all 2 stories, so those are the same. They're all have the same HOA, so even though those are listed differently, I'm not going to worry about it. These ones are a little bit newer. When was yours built?
2014.
14?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are older, so I'm going to deduct, maybe 20 grand. I'm sorry, I'm going to add 20. I'm trying to make the comp look like yours. This is what the sellers agreed to pay towards the buyer's closing costs. That doesn't really matter a whole lot. And then if you look down here, you've got a low price, the low adjusted price, the median adjusted, and then the average, and then the high. And now clearly, because of the inventory shortage that we have, because you're painting and putting in new flooring, and you're making your house 100% ready for the market, you're going to be on the high end, and then you would add in the fact that you have solar panels.
Central vac.
Yeah, 40 grand for those, or whatever you. Not that the appraiser is going to give you the 40,000, but you know that going in up front, you're going to try to get top dollar for it, right?
But if I add those, I mean, if I ask the buyer to pay outright before closing, will that be feasible to get the buyer, that sort of buyer, with the 40 grand?
It's possible. It's possible, but it's just something that you have to try to negotiate. And you're a great negotiator, so I don't have any doubts that you'll be able to do that.
Okay.
On your next page, the pricing, you don't have to do anything, but you can put in notes. And you're looking at, it has again the low, median, average, and high.
Mm-hmm.
The come up, and then for the adjustments that you made. And then, if you were going to give this to a seller, you can type in, Mr. Kumar, I believe we should list your house at 450, 205, or 460, or whatever number you want. A lot of times I would say here, well, as is, we can sell it for 392. But if you replace the carpets and paint and pay off the solar panels, I think we can get 500. Okay. And then when you click finish, you can view it. You can email it. If you view it, you can also download it and save it as a PDF. And then you want to add it to your file and app files. And it's just trying to generate. And then you've got this nice report on Alexa. So that's a great way to get listings too, is to
Okay.
ask your friends and neighbors. And anybody want a free CMA?
So the another way is RPR, right? But I have a hard stop by 1 o'clock. I have to jump in another call.
Okay.
If you could record that as well, that should give me a good idea. Like RPR is a separate app that I need to subscribe, or how's that?
A separate app?
Yeah, the other way, like RPR, you said, right?
Yeah, so you can go to resources
Okay.
and realtor tools, realtors property resource,
Okay.
and a long time since I've done this. So you select a report that you want,
Okay.
the property report, seller's report. And it, just like with the other CMA, you get to pick and choose what you want included in that.
Okay.
Personalize your report. So I'm going to say, I always send mine to myself.
Okay.
And if I was listing, like when I listed a house in Highland Creek, I sent it to the sellers, Mr. and Mrs. Rye. Type in a message, and I'm going to email it to myself.
Yep.
I forgot to put in the address.
9619.
What is it again?
9619 Estridge Lane. Yeah.
Okay. And run report. And then just wait for the email to come through. And
Is this extra money for this service, or is it inbuilt with the MLS?
it's included with your realtor dues. This is a National Association of Realtors thing.
Okay.
That easy. You can do as many of these as you want. And the best part is you can do this anywhere in the country. It's not limited to our MLS. And most realtors don't even know this exists.
Yeah, I saw another guy was doing when I went for showing. So that's why I was curious to know this method. So
the report is emailed it back to you.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to pop up. So, and you can, select as much as you want. You have to go in and, update your file. The Greensboro Realtor Board, they submitted our address wrong, and it changed my address everywhere, and I've not contacted them yet.
Okay.
But that's why. But you go in, you have your profile and stuff. and then it just pops up. And I'm waiting for that to come. So, any other questions, Satish? Ding dong.
Nothing else. Yep, nothing else. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got this nailed down today.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Let me know if you need anything, okay?
Yeah, sure. Can you send this report to me?
Yep, I will forward you the.
Thank you so much.
You bet. We'll see you.
Talk to you later. Bye. Bye. Hey, bye, Carson.
All right, see you later.
Yeah, bye.